Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. So I find myself in sunny London this morning after making a trip yesterday. It's always good to be back home in the home city that I was brought up in and born in. North London, Wood Green, Tottenham. It is. So anyway, look, Gervonta Tank Davis will be taking on Jake Paul, and it's caused a bit of a stir in the boxing world. Now look, I'm going to get straight to the point. I made a video about Gervonta Tank Davis maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And the video was like, I might release it still. I didn't release it. And the reason why I didn't release it was because the Roach fight had been announced. So I thought, okay, Lermont Roach has been announced. I'm going to hold back on this video. Then Gervonta Tank Davis got arrested. You know, went through that whole process of being arrested. And then the charges were dropped. Now, all of a sudden, the Roach fight is off. So I'm like, wow, wow. If this don't seem deliberate, then I don't know what deliberate is. This was a duck move. The video I made previously was just stating how Gervonta Tank Davis is finished in the sport of boxing. I've seen it 100 times before. Not 100 times, I'm exaggerating, but I've seen it many times before where fighters are finished and the fanboys still think there's something left. I mean, Gervonta Tank Davis hasn't lost, although the Roach fight should have been a loss. But I can generally tell when fighters are checking out and they don't want to do the sport no more. Combat sports fighters, the way they act, the interviews, you know, the way I just can tell, right? And I felt like Gervonta Tank Davis is finished. Now, him announcing the Roach fight would have probably made my video look silly, like, oh, look, he's announced your Roach fight, what are you talking about? But then, now, he's slipped out, he's slivered. Tank Davis has slivered out of the fight with Lermont Roach to take on a fight with Jake Paul. A freak fight. A fight with a man who stands at cruiserweight. Gervonta Tank Davis, super featherweight, lightweight at best. It's a total, well, when it comes to weight, it's a mismatch. Skills, Gervonta Tank Davis is the real fighter. Jake Paul's a novice, but there's a massive height, reach, and weight advantage for Jake Paul. And Jake Paul has been fighting recently, so, you know, he's been active. I'm not going to start weighing up who's going to win this fight because I think it's ridiculous, yeah? But what I'm saying is Gervonta Tank Davis is done as a fighter as we know it, right? If he was to lose to Jake Paul, that's his career over. He's done. He can't come back to boxing and people look at him the same. If he wins the fight, he's going to get a massive payday, right? He probably will get a payday anyway. And I think Gervonta Tank Davis is complaining about these paydays. He won't get enough money from saying that Al weren't paying him enough. There was some talk about Al weren't paying him enough or stuff like that. He's seeing all the other fighters, Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr., Rolly Romero. These guys are getting paid big purses by the Saudis. And their purses are catching up to Tank's. That's what's going on. The purses that these guys are receiving are matching Tank Davis's paycheck. So now he can't talk about being the A-side and the cash cow anymore because he's earning just as much as these other guys are earning. Same amount these guys are earning, they earn the same as Tank because Turkey's providing it. So now Gervonta thinks that he needs a one-up. He needs a bit more. So that's why he's gone to MVP Jake Paul Promotions to try and get a bigger bag, right? And from now on, I'm telling you, remember this video because it'll be up on my channel. From now on, Gervonta Davis is not fighting. He's fighting exhibition fights like this. That's what he's going to be fighting. Exhibition fights like this, where the money's at. He's after the money, not legacy. I think he should be stripped of his belt for taking on this fight. I definitely think whatever belt he holds, he should be stripped with immediate effect for taking on this fight and not taking on Lermont Roach, the man that beat you in a previous fight, right? It shouldn't be allowed. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, he can do what he wants to do. He's not under no stringent contract with Lermont Roach, but he should be stripped of his title. And maybe Lermont Roach and somebody else should fight for this vacant title. That's what I believe should happen. But anyway, look, it's a bit of a circus, a freak show. Gervonta Tank Davis will be fighting Jake Paul. I don't even know when, so I'm not going to tell you when. I don't even care to say the truth. But enough said, smash the like button, hit the bell for notifications to get all the new latest videos.